Okay, we're going to look at the effect of UV light, which is a known mutagen on bacteria. The exposure of any type of organism to UV light often causes damage to the DNA. So we're going to use Serratia marcescens, which at room temperature is usually a red color. And so we're going to grow the culture, expose it to different time periods to UV light, and see if a mutation occurs which will disrupt this pink reddish pigmentation that would normally be seen. So we'll have one culture or one plate that is not exposed at all to UV light, so therefore that would be our control. And then we will have one plate where it will be exposed for 30 seconds to UV light, another plate for 1 minute, and the third plate will be exposed for 1.5 minutes. So we are going to take the culture. It is a broth culture, as you can see. We are going to inoculate the plate. What we want to see or hope to get is not isolated colonies, but complete growth. We want as much growth as possible, and we'll circle around like this, do multiple times across, just hoping to get that good lawn of growth. We will incubate this at room temperature so that we can get that pink coloration. The other 3 plates will be exposed to different time periods of UV light. Immediately will be incubated in the dark, because if it's put out in regular light, that can also often cause a reversion back to the original, a correction, if you will, from the mutation. And so it needs to be incubated in the dark. So this was original plate. This is not exposed to any UV light at all. It was just inoculated as we normally would, and then incubated at room temperature. This plate here was inoculated, same as this first plate, but then it was exposed to UV light for 30 seconds. There is growth on this plate. Obviously, it has lost the color pigmentation to it. That's what we're looking to see. So there was a mutation that occurred. This plate was exposed to UV light for 1 minute. There's still a little bit of growth on it, and also the pigmentation has been lost on there. This last plate was exposed to UV light for 1.5 minutes, and there is no growth at all on that plate. We've essentially killed the bacteria by the exposure to the UV light.